Pickaxe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to YOMP.
That was good. That was good.
We learn from the best, Biff.
I think we do.
We do.
We do.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of YOMP, where we talk about, you guessed it, movies.
What if people didn't guess it? Welcome to YOMP, where we talk about, you guessed it, coffee.
I mean, I'm pretty sure YOMP is a Royal Marine slang.
It is.
So it could mean anything.
Army thing,
yeah.
where they sort of like walk. It's like yomping. I don't know.
Yep. So YOMP is a Royal Marine slang describing a long distance, a loaded march carrying full kit.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's a really long march that we have to get through this.
Yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes.
Getting through the uninvited is a proper YOMP.
Oh, that is so funny. Oh, God. Well, I am G, also known for full Christian name, G-Star Games, and with me is my wonderful, fragrant, beautiful, lovely co-host. The most fragrant Booth.
Hello, my name is Booth, also known as Sophie, also known as Booth, also known as that cow over there.
Oh, God.
What film are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about Junior, 1994.
Oh, is there any other?
I don't know, that's a good question. Junior movies. No, it's just going to give me kids' movies.
It's just going to, What movies for Junior?
No, please. Junior magazine. Okay. Yeah, there's only one, I think. I always used to get this movie confused with the one Twins, right? Because they've done another movie together, so.
Do you think I'm going to have to find out whether they really like working together or whether it's just some contractual obligation that keeps putting them in films together.
Yeah, that is a good point, because I would like to know this, because there's some
Arnold
actors,
Schwarzenegger,
they always end up in movies together, because you've got Adam Sandler and his bunch of friends and people that he likes to include in his movies, and Seth Rogen, and
he says, Arnold and I are good buddies. We met way before Twins years ago. We get along really well. So
Twins was first? When was that? What year was that?
I think so.
1988, yes. Okay.
Oh.
So they'd worked together before. And this movie has I want to watch this one, because I think I've forgotten. I kind of remember the sort of gist of the plot of this one, but not entirely.
Danny Devito has confirmed he and Arnold Schwarzenegger are going to work. Right. Thank you, Yahoo News, for your copywriting extraordinaire. Are going to working together in a film for the first time in 30 years.
Yes.
The actor 79 and Arnold 76, who first started with each other as unlikely brothers in 1998, Twins, as well as two other movies in the 1990s, have been rumoured since last year to be planning a new project about friends, apparently.
Right. Also, Arnie is 76?
Yeah.
He's 77. No, I don't like this news.
This news that everybody's getting so fucking old.
I don't like this at all. Chuck Norris is 84.
No fucking way.
Yes, and Sylvester's 78. I don't like this news at all. I love them so much. I really do. Like, they are my... I don't know what it is. Whenever I see Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger or Danny DeVito, like those types of actors on screen, I am immediately comforted.
Yes. Yeah, they are... Because we grew up with... Those were the sort of big names.
Yes.
In films.
Yes.
When we were growing up. So it's like, oh... And they're usually pretty good films, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they can be a mixed bag, but I guess it didn't really, like, even with Junior, it's a terrible film, but like I feel like spoilers, but I feel like because it was like in 1994 or whenever it was filmed, it has a certain charm to it.
Yes.
So I give it a pass because it has that nostalgic charm to it. If it was made today, I'd be like, this is horrendous.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I'd be pissed, but it has some charming elements to it because of the actors and the time it was filmed.
They're so unique, aren't they? Every decade has its own like feeling and vibe about it, and it is so... I like it because it's like,
it feels...
I can tune in and I just like...
it feels like a warm hug, you know? Like, whenever I see, like I said, Arnie or Robin Williams or...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just like, oh my God, you know the type of acting you're going to get. Like, Arnie's not a particularly great actor, but I love his style of acting. No, how dare you?
Yeah.
But he's such a joy to watch. There's something about him.
He is amazing. I've always liked Arnie films. Conan.
Oh God. What's the other one? Suburban Commando?
I think it's just Commando. And then there's
I love that film, by the way, Commando. Such a good film.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I do really like that.
Yeah.
And obviously, I watched Total Recall yesterday as well.
I like Total Recall. Wait, that was on Simon's list, right? I feel like it's on someone's list. I like it, but
it's on my list.
Oh, it's on yours. Oh my God.
It's a good one.
Okay.
It's a good one. I still haven't picked another one for my other list. Shit.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to.
I was supposed to think about these things.
You were, because it's it is today.
So Hercules in New York, I like that one because it's so fucking stupid. I think he beats a woman up. I can't remember.
That's why she likes it. That's why she likes it.
1969. That one.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
69. Jesus. That feels like a whole lifetime ago. Like, I can't. He's been around for so long.
I know.
Jeez.
And he was in The Long Goodbye. Some other shit. And then Terminator. Conan and then Terminator. Red Sonja is fucking awful. I don't like that one.
What? Red Sonja? What did you say?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I recognize that.
I went on holiday. My friends were getting married in Yorkshire, and this was like a year or two ago, and I drove over there, and I got a little Airbnb, and the telly, it was just terrestrial TV, I wasn't anything special, and it was on the telly, and I was like, oh, Red Sonja's on, great, and I sat down and watched it, oh God, I'm so fucking bored.
Oh no. What a disappointment.
I was in Predator as well. Running Man is great.
Oh my God, Running Man is a goddamn fever dream. Yeah, Conan, The Terminator, Red Sonja, Commando. What's that movie? Is it Red or something? No, it's where he says cocaina.
Cocaina, is that Red Heat?
Yes, that is the one.
And
where he's in the Russian bathhouse and running amok. Oh, what a film.
Jingle All the Way.
Oh, love Jingle All the Way so much.
Maybe we should think about that for our Christmas episode.
I fucking love that movie where he says, put that cookie. Is that the one where he says, put that cookie down?
Yeah, it is that one. Put the cookie down.
That is so iconic.
It is. And and I watched that around our good friend Lewis's house one year.
Oh my God.
A few of us went round. And
oh, sorry to interrupt. True Lies, amazing film.
True Lies. Do you know what? I haven't seen that in such a long time. I can't remember.
Mate, I love that film. There is something about that film that is just so good. Jamie Lee Curtis is amazing in it.
She's brilliant.
She really is. Sorry.
She's brilliant.
What were you saying? You watched the movie at Lewis's house.
I watched Jingle All the Way around Lewis's house, and he didn't watch that fucking film either. He was on his phone, I think.
Really? Because when I was
Is he so incapable of watching a film?
Well, this is the thing. So when me and Simon went to his house and we watched a movie, they put on, I don't even remember what the name was because it was a shitty horror. I think it was Talk to Me or something.
Oh, it was Talk to Me. It was that one with the hand.
Yeah. And the ironic part is he'd watched it before. So when we were watching it again, he was locked in.
That's so weird. Maybe it's just because it wasn't his choice of film.
Oh, classic Lewis.
Yeah, it wasn't his perfect choice of film, but yeah, maybe that's why.
Yep.
If it's his choice, happy to do it.
Yeah, no, that checks out.
Anyone else's, nah.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, that sounds like Lewis. Well, okay, let's get into the madness that is this damn film. For anyone who doesn't know, just the rough synopsis of this, it's a scientist and there's like a whole section of like science dedicated. Also, I'm a little confused on certain points, which we'll get into, but they have developed some sort of serum. Actually, yeah, I don't think I can even explain it, Boof.
Right.
Because
I can.
Can you? Okay,
I can.
Please do.
Yeah.
Because I am very confused on some plot points of this movie. So you take the lead on this.
I don't know whether it's going to be a completely like factual representation of things at play.
Yeah.
There's a Arnie plays this. Oh, by the way, it is gonna. There is talk about. We're going to probably get political about things in this film.
Oh, are we?
Shocking. I am.
Okay. Oh, I'm scared.
I'm going to get political, J-Star Games.
Oh, dear.
And there is talk about pregnancy and birth, and if that's not your thing, I applaud you. Let's fucking go. So Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Alex Hess, who is the scientist, and he's working on a serum to give to expectant mothers who experience recurrent miscarriages.
Right.
So basically, he explains at the beginning that the mother's immune system basically thinks that the fetus is a foreign body that should not be there, creates antibodies to get rid of it, hence miscarriage. So this serum blocks the antibodies, resulting in a better, a full pregnancy. And they were doing it on monkeys, and they were doing good. And Danny DeVito is an obstetrician, I think he is. And he helps, he just works with pregnant ladies, and he goes, he wants to help people become parents. So he's helping with this experiment, basically this research, and they're trying to get it approved by the FDA, but the FDA is like, no, God's sake, shut everything fucking down. We don't give a shit about this. Your results mean absolutely nothing to us.
Yeah.
Well,
they weren't,
so
they weren't concerned about it. Then it just, the irony is they didn't approve it, which is just so much.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So they can't, they don't have any more funding, but they're so close. So they basically decide we need a human to do these tests on.
Yeah.
We need to step it up. We need to prove that this drug works.
Yeah.
So, but no woman's going to want to go through, we don't have to get someone else on board. We can do it ourselves. Remember when the guy who invented the smallpox vaccine gave himself smallpox to prove that his thing worked? Well, we're going to make you prego, Arnie, and it worked. And he doesn't want to get rid of the baby. He wants to carry it to full term. And there is a lady involved. There's a few ladies.
Yeah.
We can get around that.
We'll get to
But
that.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So that's basically the synopsis.
Yeah.
Of Junior.
And what a fever dream it is. Good Lord.
So, what part did you not quite understand?
So I wasn't sure if what's the fucking drug called?
Expecto Patronum.
Expectane.
Expectane. Expecto Patronum.
Oh God, maybe that's how they get people pregnant in Harry Potter world.
I mean, it's so easy. You don't even have to have sex. I mean, you don't anyway.
Apparently, according to you know who, she says that wizards never used to they don't actually need to go to the toilet. They can magic away. They can magic away the piss and the shit.
Oh God, I really need to go for a shit, but I'm stuck on the train. I don't want to just poopius disappearus.
Like,
off it goes.
If they could magic away their urine and stuff, then why do they have bathrooms? Then what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Myrtle. Yeah, exactly. Moaning Myrtle's hanging out there in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
I guess they have to teach the student wizards that you really don't need to take a shit. You can just hold it.
You can magic it away.
Imagine all day, every day, there's just hundreds of people. Instead, you just sit here and going, Pissius deletus. and it's just like kids just saying that all the time. And magicking someone else's poop away from them and like, that's mine.
Oh my God,
where does it go? Is there like some magic sewage system?
Yeah, that is I never thought of that. Like, are people doing it to other people? That's insane.
That's the best prank. I'm taking my shit and I'm putting it in your pants.
That's who shit in my pants?
Somebody shit in my pants. That's like that joke. There's these two drunks at a bar and one of them throws up down himself and he's like, oh fucking hell, and he's like, don't worry about it, I've got the best thing, just put 20 quid in your pocket and go home, and you tell your wife, oh, some guy got so drunk he threw up on me, but he gave me this money for dry cleaning bill, so it's fine. So this guy goes, oh, that's fucking great. So he puts 20 quid in his pocket and he goes back home to his wife and she's like, what the fuck happened? He's like, oh my God, some drunk guy threw up on me but he gave me the money for the dry cleaning bill. And she says, that is absolutely disgusting. And he says, you should see what he did in my pants.
Oh,
something like that.
Yeah,
it's like he shit in my pants too.
Oh my God, I think I've heard this joke before, but
I think I've probably told this joke many times.
It may have been you. I mean, kudos to you. I can't tell jokes to save my life because I can never remember them. My memory is terrible.
And also, you have a very rambling way of getting around.
Yes.
Getting around things because your brain finds it really difficult to stay on track.
It does. I've got ADHD, so whenever I'm trying to articulate what I want to say, it just goes in a roundabout. And
your brain's like, here's some words for you.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to get to the point, but your brain's putting random words in there.
Yeah, it's like I'm stuck on a roundabout when I should be taking the turn to get off the roundabout, but I'm still just going around in circles. It's tough sometimes, but
it's great fun.
I try to force myself to I tell myself in my brain, get to the point. Like, just be succinct, get to the point. And it works sometimes, but
it's harder than it seems.
Yeah, it's a struggle with ADHD because when I'm talking and I'm articulating, my brain starts thinking of other things, and then it distracts itself. And I want to talk about the thing that just popped up into my head. So then I just it's an internal struggle, but
yes, and it's constant.
Yes,
and it's difficult.
It's difficult to deal with sometimes, but I try. Anyway, yes. So this film starts off and Arnie's having a weird fucking dream about being in a library and there's a baby on the counter and it's like left unattended. He picks up the baby, turns around. There's a whole room full of babies.
What are you going to say? I was going to say cluster.
Class. Yeah.
I know. A cluster of babies.
Yeah. What's a cluster? What's a group of babies? Do I want to
know? A swarm.
Bye-bye.
A hive. A slew of babies.
I need to know this. What is a group of babies called?
It's going to come up with some kind of joke like
litter.
Hey, a litter.
There's no way.
I guess.
I mean,
because when you have a litter of puppies.
Yeah. Okay, sure. I'll take it. They are kind of trash, so.
Yeah, exactly. I just got it. Oh! Counterpoint, right?
Yes.
I want to remake this film.
Right.
But I'm trying to help expectant cats out, so I get a litter of kittens implanted into me.
Right.
And
continue.
Just want to hang out with some kids.
The thing is, though, animals don't struggle to give birth. They give birth to too many. That's
true.
You know,
they're designed to have a load of babies. All the time.
Yeah. Although I didn't know monkeys, because one of the plot points of this as well, because they were testing on monkeys. So monkeys can have miscarriages?
All animals can have miscarriages, yeah.
I mean, Christ. Yeah, I wonder, what the percentage is, because, I've never really thought of it, but those monkeys were wonderful.
I can't believe you've never thought of it. I can't believe that. How often... I'm thinking about how often various things have miscarriages all the time.
It's just one of those, shower thoughts, I guess. You know, when you're just sort of, in the shower and you're, thinking of the most random things. It happens. Because I guess when you're... not doing something, when I get tattooed sometimes, my brain fucking wanders because you're just sort of trapped there, right? And you don't know what to think about, and you just start thinking about the most random shit known to man.
And sometimes your tattoo artist doesn't speak the same language, so you get something really fucking bad, and then they have to fix it again.
Oh no,
Whoops.
Cleo!
Whoops. Oh no!
That did happen. This is a true story.
Yeah, true story. I've got terrible tattoo. They're not bad. They're very well done, but he was on another planet himself. He didn't pay any attention to what I wanted. Anyway, so when some animals are threatened, if it's a pregnant animal, it will just miscarry. Just be drop payload, and it makes it easier for it to escape.
Drop payload. I love that you've just called a baby a payload. Yeah.
Drop the cargo.
Yeah. I've heard Simon refer to cum as payload before, just FYI.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, the same thing, innit?
I remember one time we were in a stream and I don't even know what we were talking about, but he was trying to say in one way about when a woman goes to the bathroom, she gets rid of the payload. I'm like, what are you talking about? What is this payload that you're referring to? And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Classic Simon.
All the way through this film, I was thinking, all of these people, they're all just advertising the fact that someone's just come in them so many times.
Yeah, it's the whole, like, you know, when people say that we're trying for a baby, and which translates to we are fucking an extraordinary amount every day.
Completely raw.
Yeah, and we're raw dogging it.
She's probably dripping into her pants right now.
Oh my God.
That's all I can think about. Have you seen them t-shirts, them couples t-shirts that say it's a picture.
Yeah.
And it's like he cummed in me, and his t-shirt says I came in her.
No, the original and the more wholesome version is I put a bun in her oven. You crazy woman.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, it's meant to be like the wholesome version, which then people make fun of to say like I come in her.
Then, like, I basted her turkey, and she's like, I'm having a goose. I'm laying an egg.
Oh my God, this episode is already so unhinged. We're so sorry. Holy crap.
I'm not sorry.
She ain't sorry.
I'm not sorry.
That's the way it should be. Be
unapologetic for this.
Yeah.
Did you see when he wakes up from his horrible nightmare about a cluster of babies in the library? He starts doing these exercises in his bed where he lifts his knees up to his chest over and over again.
Yeah, he does like crunches or something, right?
He does like, I don't think it's like, you know, when Mr. Bean gets up and does his exercises where he leans on the sink. It's like, I'm like, same thing.
Classic Arnie. Well, he starts off at, the beginning of the film is very manly and, like silent and smart. He's one type of way, and as the film progresses, because he's pregnant, his character just completely changes, which is actually quite amusing. What was that?
I'm not well liked.
He's not well liked.
I'm not well liked.
Where is that from? Is that from the film?
Does my body disgust you?
Yes. Yes.
I'm very sensitive.
You're a legend. You are a legend. I hope this is all getting picked up.
Oh yeah, it will do. It's going through my mic.
Yes.
Routing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
This was what I was thinking the whole time that I was watching this film. I was like, I just need this as a clip.
Does my body disgust you?
That did give me a good chuckle when it happened, to be fair. So I think he wakes up from his dream, whatever, he does his little weird exercises, and then they're all talking about how they've got that meeting with the FDA, for the serum, and they're all like, oh, we're not worried about it. Danny DeVito's character, I think it's Larry. Yeah. They're not worried. They're giving their presentation in this, like, the way that the table is structured, so fucking weird. Did you see it?
Like a massive dining table, sort of. Is it like a square?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like square shaped because everyone. I mean, I guess it makes sense in a way.
The FDA says no. We don't care about the results. We don't care about your research.
I just find it bizarre that they would. Because, again, this is why I was confused. I wasn't sure if this serum was for women who were having miscarriages or if it was to help people who were unable to have babies.
Well, I think because it was like... because it helps the antibodies, it helps block the antibodies. So, I mean, I guess it could work either way.
Yeah.
I can't believe the FDA said no.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Like, does this man... Like, they were getting really fucking good results, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were experimenting on the monkeys, but... I just don't. So what? They were getting the monkeys, on this serum, this drug, and then they were able to have babies. Like we never saw. Oh no, we did. Yeah, we did because he brought. We did. Yeah, so he brought the banana with the bow on it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you know, mother and son or whatever." Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. I don't know why they wouldn't. But I also don't know why the next logical step for them would be to impregnate Arnie. Either.
When is that ever the next logical step?
Yeah, so just really weird.
Because they were thinking, if we can get a human drug trial underway that proves that it is not only effective, because they just need the markers from it, the biomarkers. So basically saying, here's week 1, here's the hormone levels, here's the whatever. They just need that.
Yeah.
Prove, and then noting the side effects and stuff.
Well, yeah. And also, would this have been a funny or weird film if they had done it on a woman, I guess? Like, the whole point of this film is that it's so weird and wacky.
It's funny. It's a man.
Yeah, it's a dude. A very big Austrian man.
Yeah, so it's like it wouldn't have been a film. I did write down that when he was trying to convince Arnie to do it, and he bought a ticket to get on a plane to Paris to follow Arnie back to Europe because Arnie was like, "I'm fucking done, shit. We haven't got funding."
Yeah.
And I was thinking, accidentally they both fly to Paris. The end.
And they live happily ever after. They
have a baby together naturally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I found that scene so funny because, I think obviously after the FDA meeting, you know, they're like, no, we don't, blah, blah, blah. It's not a good idea. And then like a week later passes. Then there's like a whole scene where he's at his practice, I guess. And the funny thing is, so his ex-wife is a character in Parks and Recreation. That's where I recognize her from.
What does she play in Parks and Rec?
So she's Leslie's mom.
Oh!
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So she's Leslie. I say I've never seen her in anything else before, but you do that thing where you're rewatching something, and then because you've seen other popular things with them in it, you're like, oh my God, I recognize it. Like I spotted so many people in Malcolm in the Middle. I spot in Desperate Housewives. There's so many people in that too. So it's crazy. But yeah, so there's also Tony Soprano's sister is Alex's secretary.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, look at all these actors. I recognize so many of them.
So I recognize her from Bean, the Mr. Bean film. I do recognize her from
is
that.
Yeah. Is she not in Tiptoes, or am I...
I think you're making that up.
I might be making that up.
She was in Kindergarten Cop. She was Phoebe O'Hara in that. So she worked with him in that too.
Okay.
And I'm scrolling back through everything. I think that's probably all that I have seen mainly.
You're talking about Tony Soprano's sister.
Whoever that Marlene Nope.
No, you're talking about Leslie's mom. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen her in much else.
But then Emma Thompson is in it.
Oh, I mean, she's been around the block.
She's been around for a while.
She has been. She likes her prosthetics.
English.
Oh, she is, isn't she?
Typical British. This is what you get.
Fuck me. I was only like joking when I said she's been around, but she's been around, man. Look at her filmography.
I know, and you see right at the bottom, she's in Comic Strip Presents and The Young Ones.
Bloody hell.
Which is fantastic. One of her lines in The Young Ones in that episode is, I've got a Porsche. So, because they're on University Challenge, and it's like the posh kids versus the young ones group. So you've got Stephen Fry, you've got Hugh Laurie, you've got Emma Thompson, and you've got Ben Elton, and it's like she buzzes in with an answer to a question. It's like, I've got a Porsche. It's very good. And then she was in Dead Again, of course.
She was, yeah. I've spotted that in the middle there. Howard's End, Junior, obviously. Sense and Sensibility. Yeah, she's been in a lot. She has been in a lot. She's done quite a few. Oh yeah, she was the teacher in Harry Potter, the weird one, Sybil.
Oh yeah, fucking hell.
Oh, yeah, she's been in a lot. Good lord. But yeah, so she's in this, and she's the quirky, weird disaster of a person.
I wrote that she's the typical clumsy woman because her first introduction is basically that she's transporting things into the lab, and because they've lost funding, they've lost the lab as well. So she's transporting her shit, and she's like, "Be careful with that." And she accidentally unleashes the massive box that she's transporting, and obviously it flies straight into the lab, and she falls straight onto Alex himself, and it's like, oh, look at that meet cute. Nah, lovely.
Well, yeah, because they've like lifted the freaking thing that it was on, and it's like slanted and it's got wheels, and she jumps on top of it, and also it like slams the door open. And her hands would have been smashed. I don't know if you picked up on that. Yeah,
so they had to remove the doors from their hinges because Alex had locked himself in the lab.
Yeah. They
so
wedged
it was very lucky that they had removed the doors properly because she could have been gravely injured.
Well, I'm looking at the hands that are gripped at the front, and that went barreling into the door, and I'm thinking, yikes, ouch, that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But before this, I was going to mention, did you see that impressive collection of porn, by the way?
Oh, yes. And I was thinking,
what the fuck?
I was thinking, do I have any of these ones?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Those are American. Yeah, does Booth have this?
Because I know you said you've got like a bunch of like VHS porn, but I'm thinking fab. I know that they have to, or they don't have to, but they typically provide those types of things, especially around like the 90s. It's always like, oh, here's a tape, or here's a bunch of magazines, whatever. They've got a whole fucking shelf
of porn. Like, I don't think they even do that anymore.
I don't know.
They'll give you like, I think they probably have like a selection of porn just already loaded on the telly. And I've seen on Reddit people post these rooms, and they're like, I don't know, man. But he was in there with his wife, was this guy that was in the clinic.
Oh my God, she was! Wait, okay, I searched it. It says, roughly 1 in 3 of the 92 NHS hospitals with fertility clinics surveyed by 2020 Health.org provide pornographic material to male donors to help them produce sperm, to help them produce a sperm sample. Yeah. And the title of this says, NHS criticized for buying patients' porn.
Bring your own porn next time.
BYOP.
OP. Got another joke for you.
Go on.
So there's this elderly couple, and they really want a baby. They really want a baby, and it's still possible, but he needs to give a sperm sample for this, and they're like, oh fucking hell. So the doctor gives him a cup and says, right, off you go. A week later, he's got his appointment. He comes back, and the cup's empty. And he's like, what happened? He's like, well, first of all, I tried with the right hand and then left, and I just could not get anywhere. My wife tried. She was equally fucking useless. So basically, we went round to the neighbours, and she tried. She's a young thing, 21, She tried, and she couldn't do it either. And whatever we tried, we just couldn't get the lid off.
Fuck's sake! That is not where I was expecting that to be going. That's pretty good. I like that. That really caught me off guard. Good one.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
We also find out that Danny DeVito's ex-wife is pregnant. It's not his, though. They've been trying for 7 years. They got divorced.
Yeah.
It's not his. She hasn't seen him since the tour in he's gone on tour with Aerosmith. And Danny DeVito's pretty fucking sad about all of this because he's like, he thinks it's his. But no. And she's like, I want you to be my doctor. And he's like, no fucking way.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. They're divorced or whatever, separated. And she's like, yeah, I want you to bring somebody else's baby that's not yours. And she kind of insinuates that it's somebody from Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I mean, she basically says it. And then later on, it's like, well.
She rescinds it. I think she's trying to make him feel a bit jealous and stuff. But
yeah.
She says she doesn't want his co-worker to do it because he's creepy. And he's like, no, he's great. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah. Dismiss her feelings completely.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's saying, especially, if a woman is like, oh, this person's creepy or they make me feel uncomfortable, I don't, it's usually for good reason, I want to say.
Yeah, but this was the 90s, so women are just being hysterical. She was pregnant and emotional and hormonal, so she doesn't mean it.
Classic. Classic women. Hysterical women. Well,
they don't know what's good for them.
They don't. Really, and there's some funny lines in this where like Arnie's like, my body, my choice.
Wait, where is it?
Oh, please.
This one. Oh, fuck. Every time I keep using this mouse, my
My body, my choice.
Yes. King.
My body, my choice.
I wrote down King. Yes. I wrote down yes, King, when he said that.
Yes, King. Well, when they're like on the way to the airport and when Alex is talking to Arnie's character. No, sorry, when Larry's talking to Alex, he's like, who says we need a woman? Like for the experiment, for the, the human testing. I was like, lol.
Lol. You don't need a woman. Fucking hell. And also, they're discussing this in public.
Oh, the looks they were getting from some of the people behind them was so funny.
I know, it's like, well, listen, we don't need any women. We can test on a man. Remember this? We could have a baby. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. You don't need to say all this, do you?
Well, yeah, it's kind of funny in some aspects. I do, like, sometimes I find myself thinking about the most random things happening in this movie because I'm just trying to wrap my mind around, them impregnating him, essentially. But you know how he, like, bought the ticket at the airport?
Yeah.
So I looked it up because, like, I was just curious. But so you can still buy tickets at the desk at airports today. But I'm thinking, well, first of all, they're really expensive if you do it on the day of the flight. And second of all, 9 out of 10 times, like, or a lot of the time, flights get, like, overbooked. And they'll turn around and they'll say, like, oh, there's no seats. There's not enough seats. So you might have to, like, get another flight. So I'm thinking, even if you do buy a ticket for a flight that's going to be really expensive, like, are there even going to be any seats left? Because anytime I've been on a flight, it's always booked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always bloody booked out. But that's what I was thinking about. It's my brain.
I was thinking how fucking fancy that plane looked as well.
Oh, they're doctors, so they're probably in first class.
Stairs, yeah.
Oh, have you never been on a plane with stairs on it? Like the really big ones?
I haven't been on a plane in 23 years.
Right. Really? Okay. That is a long time. Yeah. Holy shit, if you get on a plane today, that's going to be weird. I mean,
it's going to blow my fucking mind. It'll be like introducing like electricity. It'd be like showing fire to a caveman, won't it? Oh, whoa, what this?
Literally fucking like 9/11 is what did her in. She just refused to get Stop.
I was absolutely fucking terrified that my plane to Gran Canaria would suddenly be diverted into the Eiffel Tower.
That is crazy. I cannot believe it.
I had the worst fucking time on flights anyway. Like,
really? What,
a girl threw up in the seat in front of me and it went all down the back of the seat onto my grandma's hat, who I was sitting next to. Turbulence. Just fucking terrible. Being crammed in next to so many people. I hated it. And it's a long time. The food.
Yeah, it's
was
horrendous.
Awful. My dad said, "Is that Brian Molko?" And I don't know whether that genuinely was Brian Molko on an EasyJet flight to Gran Canaria, but...
I mean, stranger things have happened, right? So it's entirely possible.
I mean, I believed him at the time, but my dad told me that there was a man in the flannel that I believed for a long time. So
what's the man in the flannel?
There's a little man in the face cloth, and he washes your face for you. There's a little man in there.
Oh, that's cute.
I believed him for a very long time.
Oh. Oh god. Okay, my brain just can't pay attention to this plot. There's
so much going on.
Well, yeah, there's so many things. I just want to go. Wait a minute, you know.
I wrote down. You know when Emma Thompson falls on
top
Arnold
of him, and she
Schwarzenegger,
kisses him. Yeah.
Yeah. But then she gets up and she knees him in the balls, and I'm thinking, like,
mate,
was that necessary to write into this? Who wrote that into the script?
Well, here's the thing: not only did she knee him in the balls, she also stepped on his hand as well. Like, she causes a lot of damage.
Yeah,
fucking hell.
Just to there is no need for her to be so clumsy. I think it's supposed to be like slapstick comedy in a way. Trying to make it or make her endearing and stuff.
Well, because I think
she's very nice.
Yeah, she is. I think. I mean, there's certain archetypes that they could have given her, right? Or a certain personality. But I guess they just decided to go with, because he's such a serious. Alex, Arnie's character, is such a serious character. So
yes.
You know, he's not very jokey. He's very straight to the point, all that kind of stuff. So with her character. Yeah. She's like the polar opposite, so I guess that's the route they decided to go.
I think it's this Go XLR app that's breaking all of my
It
stuff.
Could be. It could very well be.
Because all my monitors go off when I try and press a button.
That's always a good sign, isn't it? It sounds like he's, you know... Oh my god, it sounds like he is.
It's when he goes into labor.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh my god. Okay, so...
The fact is that they disembarked from this flight. Yeah. They were already on, and she was like, "We need to take off, take your seat." And they managed to get off that fucking plane immediately.
I mean, back then it was probably more possible compared to nowadays if you tried to do that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because back then, you know, security, I mean, it's depending on the year, it was a bit more like loosey-goosey. Nowadays, I mean, I always feel really... I used to a bit more, but like I used to feel really anxious in airports because I'm like, oh my god. Did somebody put drugs in my suitcase?
My god, yeah.
You know what I mean? Am I doing something wrong? Because that does happen, you know? People literally like cling film their suitcases to like stop, you know, anyone putting stuff in there and all that kind of stuff. But I always feel really nervous in airports because, there's like, depending on what country you're in, there's like cops walking around with guns. I mean, I'm pretty sure in Britain they do that as well.
Probably these days.
Yeah. Like, you go to most airports and there's just, cops with guns and it's just really
trying to
strict.
make sure that you don't take too many of the massive Toblerones from G3.
Oh, I love the massive Toblerones. They're wonderful. But yeah, so they get off the plane, easy peasy, not a problem. He convinces him. I mean, it took him a while to convince him, considering it took from his house all the way to the plane, you know?
Yes.
They were having this argument.
That's a long time.
Which is a very long time. So Danny DeVito's character, Larry, goes to the lab and he tries to, or he will, they agree to like go ahead with it, and, you know, he takes out a sample from the box that what is her name? Diana?
Diana.
Yeah. He takes a sample that's labeled Junior, and I'm like, oh, Peepo point.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's the title.
There's the title. And she's asleep on her desk because she's like obviously an overworker and whatever. She's got a sliced cheese on her face. Oh, she's so quirky and weird.
So quirky, so endearing.
Oh,
she's just a regular gal.
And he's trying to, well, he thinks nobody's in there. So he has to like do a whole song and dance to distract her that he's taking
he
the
asks
serum.
her out
Yeah.
as well, obviously.
Yeah.
I wrote down, but who will sperm?
Who will sperm? And oh, do we get the answer?
I wrote, oh, he sperm.
Sorry, the cup of cum just really...
Does that seem like a lot to you?
Yes.
Well, fun fact, that is actually Arnold Schwarzenegger's real cum in that cup.
I hope when I look in the trivia section, we get a fact about whatever is in that cup. There looks like there's about, I don't know, man. That looks like a couple centimeters.
It's a lot. That would be the you know, like they have like body doubles for like arses and stuff.
Yeah.
Who was the cum double?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he makes a comment, or like, I think Larry.
He says, "Oh, way to go, big guy."
Yeah.
He's like,
well, that's when he's also looking at it under the microscope as well, right?
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, what the fuck."
She's scanning through the film right now. She's trying to find the actual line.
Well, I put in my notes, yo, Arnie walking out with a cup of his own load. That caught me off guard. And then I said, not Danny DeVito saying big load.
He said big load.
Yes, I was like, Jesus H. Christ.
I didn't get that as a sample, but I think I probably should.
You definitely should.
Go, big load.
I was also kind of hoping when they were like impregnating him that when he was putting the ultrasound thingy. Yeah, I was kind of hoping he would go, oh, cold, because like everyone's initial reaction to that is always, oh, that's cold.
And yeah, because we've as women, we're always getting ultrasounds of all our inside bits.
Yeah. And
it is so fucking cold.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he'd say it, but I think, again, it just shows how like big manly man at beginning of film.
Big man. Doesn't even need anesthesia for that massive fucking needle.
A horrible needle. Ugh.
Like, there's no fucking way that they would implant anything into a human. Not even for women. They don't even anesthetize. They don't even numb women for procedures. But they'd think for a man, they'd be like, we're going to give you a little shot. It means that maybe he was already numb. That's why he didn't go, ooh, cold.
Maybe, but I think he's just a big, strong man, I guess.
And he can take a lot of needles to the gut.
And a lot of cum to the gut.
A lot of cum to the gut.
Like, where is this baby growing? Is it the stomach?
So this is what I fucking got mad about as well.
He doesn't have a womb, dude.
They were like, they're going to put it in the peritoneal sac. Basically, like the sac that's around your intestines. So it's in your abdominal cavity, right? But the thing with wombs, okay, is that they are a nice, comfy, cozy waiting room for an embryo. Right?
Okay.
It's all cushy. It's like velvety.
Right.
It's got all sorts of stuff, okay?
Yeah.
You don't get that inside a man's belly, do you?
No. Well, that's exactly what I was thinking throughout the film. I mean, obviously it's a nonsense film, right? It's just like, haha,
what?
No.
Based in fact.
Yeah, this is where I get all my science from. But it's just crazy. So you kind of have to like suspend You suspend a little bit.
Yeah, but the point is, we didn't even find anything out about a placenta either.
No, yeah, there's literally nothing. Because at the end, me and Joe were like, there's no womb, so like how is he giving birth to this baby?
Yeah, like, so they say it's like tangled in his intestine. But they don't say that, the placenta has taken up all of the inside of him. This is bullshit.
Yeah, it's insane.
And it annoyed me.
It's actually crazy because, yeah, you think, okay, they've impregnated him, right? Okay, where is it going to grow? All right, cool, I guess. But yeah, the whole film was just confusing the shit out of me. I know, again, you have to like suspend your whatever.
I cannot suspend disbelief. I cannot do it.
Yeah.
This is reality to me now.
So yeah, they impregnate him. It's wild as fuck. The whole thing is just insane. I'm just watching.
Pulling so many fucking faces in this film that upset me as well.
He loves pulling faces, though. That is his like thing. And then he has that fever dream with the baby that has his face on it.
That really upset me. I'm so fucking upset. Like, that was not a good choice for anything.
It's kind of funny, but also nightmare fuel at the same time.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
Like, somebody was like, that'll be fucking hilarious.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I said it's so demented.
It really is. It's broken. It's broken. That's not fair.
That's not fair. Also, yeah, he wakes up. He's in Larry's house. Larry has a huge house. It's crazy. These people are loaded up with money.
Rich fucking doctors, Sonny.
Yeah, rich doctors. He goes to what I assume is take a piss. And then he comes back out with a pint of piss.
He's a big man. He's got a lot of piss.
Mate, that's a lot of piss.
I've actually got a joke about that. So basically, like this, I'm all about the jokes today, aren't I?
You are, yeah.
This woman is telling her daughter, listen, all right, I want you to marry well. I want you to marry really good. You're gonna have to find somebody that ticks all of my boxes, is going to support you for life. So this girl brings home a voodoo what are they called? Like somebody who practices voodoo.
I'm sorry, the screenshot you posted.
Yeah, it's in the face. He's right. She brings home this man who's got like the bones around his neck, and he's got the face paints and stuff. And she says, I wanted you to I said to marry a rich doctor, not a witch doctor.
Oh my God.
I fucked that one up. I can't remember the joke. Anyway.
No, it's good. Do you have like a joke of books? Remember back in the day when we used to get a book of jokes as presents?
Yeah,
I did.
I would love that.
Yeah,
That was so fucking good.
I used to get those and they were really good. I mean, I'm sure they still do them now, but as a kid, I'd be like, oh my God, this is like amazing.
40 jokes for kids.
Yeah.
And that was so good. That was the good old days, man.
I miss the good old days. I really do.
Yeah. I used to get, my mum used to get me every year for Christmas. She used to get me and my sister a book of like daily horoscopes for the year. So we'd have Pisces for me and Aries for Rosie, and we'd turn to each day and say it would be some vague shit like Mercury is just come into your area and you may feel like your relationships are struggling. So shit like that.
Right,
and I'd be like, this is great. I love this.
Oh, it's wholesome.
As a 10-year-old, I was so into that.
Yeah, but as like kids, you know, we used to depend on those types of things for entertainment. Like, you remember when you used to get like the subscription magazines for random shit? I mean, I think you still do that, as far as I know, right?
I do.
Yeah, you get magazines and it like comes with like an item of some sort, and it like and then it ends up growing into a collection.
Yes.
I used to love those things. I used to look forward every week to getting a magazine that had the thing that I was like trying to collect.
A file of facts with facts in it and spaces to write your friends' names and likes and dislikes.
Yes, exactly.
Shit like that.
Exactly. Oh, the simpler times.
The internet spoiled everything.
It has. Now all we have is fucking shitty BuzzFeed quizzes and... I hate BuzzFeed, I'm sorry.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's not very good. All right, so yeah, he gives him the pint of piss, I guess, to see if he's pregnant, I suppose. Testing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Guess
yeah.
so. I wrote down, there's lots of space for the baby in the scrotum.
Oh, he's a big man. Big man.
Look, so, finding the abdominal cavity, just put it in the scrotum.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like the logical next choice, right?
Yep.
As opposed to, whatever the hell the movie cooked up.
There's a comic about what would happen if people reacted to men having a baby in the same way that women are, and it's the most disgusting, upsetting comic I've ever seen. Because the baby is in his penis, and the woman is like listening to the penis, and he gives birth through the penis, and
oh my god, that is horrific. I mean, some men like Andrew Tate and stuff. Some of them talk like they want to get impregnated real bad because they always go.
Andrew Tate is very gay, and he tries so hard to say that he's not.
Yeah, he really wants to be impregnated. Like the way
I think he really wants to be a lady.
Possibly. The way he talks about how men can do pregnancy better than women is just, it needs to be studied. Because he's like, oh, men can do it better, we can do it faster, we can do it more efficient. I'm like, okay, what the fuck?
Do pregnancy really efficiently.
Yeah, I've heard like random, and I've seen like comments of like the things he said. I'm like, are you okay? That's
amazing.
Do you just want to be impregnated? Because holy fuck.
He does. So he surrounds himself with men. He hangs out with men a lot. There's a picture of him in tiny little bikini briefs, and you can't really see anything under the briefs. He says men don't need women because he's got everything he needs in his boys.
Okay, well, that's fine. He can like hang out with his boys, and they can all have
as long
gay
as they
sex.
Stay away from us. As long as they stay away from us.
Truly, I want nothing to do with people like that. I mean, he doesn't seem like a very stable individual, but this whole movie just reminds me of all the comments he makes about how men can do pregnancy better, and I'm just like, okay, bro, cool story.
Cool story, bro. You do you.
Yeah, like, and the reason why I bring it up is because Arnie's starting to have like, the pregnancy sickness, right? I think for everyone around him is noticing that he's, being nauseous and he's throwing up and certain smells are triggering him, and he's, and then they have to make up some sort of made up disease
Nipples are very sensitive.
Yes.
His nipples are very sensitive, and it's like, do you surf?
Yeah,
it might be your laundry detergent, and you could have just said, yes, I surf, thank you for that.
Literally, because they're in a room full of scientists, so they're thinking logically and like scientifically or whatever about what it could possibly be that's making his nipples very sensitive, which I kind of respect, and I also respect that Diana was like, oh, have you ever thought it could be substance abuse? And she didn't just assume that he's pregnant. I'm like, please God, don't.
But she was very nice about it. She said, but she did say, I've done studies, I've worked on it. I wrote down, where the fuck is he cramping? He's having stomach cramps.
He's having tummy cramps. He's having stomach cramps.
He's on estrogen as well, which is dedication.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so they've mixed it with estrogen so that I don't know.
Yeah.
But he doesn't grow any tits. Like, he would grow tits.
That is a good point. Yeah, he doesn't grow tits.
Where are Arnie's tits?
Yeah, man. What the hell? I've been robbed. I want to see pregnant belly and titty.
Massive milkers on Arnie. I do not want to see that. We do not want to see that.
I take it back.
Do not send us these things.
No, I take it back. Also, you know, they're talking about... I'm also really confused on the time frame of all of this as well. Like, how... Was it 9 months?
They were going to just put it through the first trimester, which I assume is 3 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
That's sort of how long that is.
So,
because they're under the impression that they can just, like, get all the information they need, and then he stops it, and then the body will absorb anything that's in there.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Well, yeah, because Larry is like, oh, you know, we want to take it to the first trimester, but like, so they only want to take the experiment to a certain point, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, why? Why wouldn't you just go the full way? Why would you stop? Like, you've already impregnated a man. Why?
Where do they draw the line?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know,
where are they drawing the line?
We did it on Alex, and he was able to go 3 months or whatever. It's like, but why wouldn't you just go full? Like, so they wanted to take the results back to the FDA, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. That's
basically that. They just needed that. They wanted, and they were trying to get some funding from some guys. Because then the FDA would be like, "Oh, you are being funded as well, so cool."
Wild.
But yeah, so he's saying that he has fatness. He has a disease that makes him fat.
Strudelhunds, yeah,
from Glandensprung. And she's like, "Oh, that's terrible," and he's like, yeah, I'm massively fat. And she says something about how... I don't remember why she goes into this tirade on how men are shit.
Oh,
but
yeah.
She does start going on about how men are shit.
She does, and I kind of respect it, because she's like, oh, men are so shit when it comes to pain.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I do understand... She makes a good point after she said men are pathetic.
She literally does. She goes, men are pathetic, really, when it comes to pain. And I'm like, LeMayo, go off.
Go off, queen.
Well, I started to really sympathize because when she started talking about the smears and what we have to go through, like, even just when things are normal, I'm like, yes. Oh, my God, yes.
It is hell. Like, the amount of pain that we go through just to live, just to exist. Yeah. And then doctors say, it's fine, that's normal. And it turns out that people have, like, endometriosis.
Which is, like, the worst case of, like, bad pain.
Yeah, because it's just, like, everything is covered in uterine tissue. Yeah. Down there. And everything gets adhered to one another. You get scarring, you get agonizing pain. Then there are polycystic ovaries, where your ovaries just decide to just get cysts and horrible. Yep. And then for things like smears and
oh my God, smears.
IUDs. And they're just like, you may feel some slight discomfort.
Mate, a smear test is horrendous.
I can just about get through a smear test, but anything else, they were just like, take some ibuprofen a bit before, and I nearly threw up and passed out. I was screaming for some of these procedures that are normal. I was gripping the hands of two nurses and going, make it fucking stop. And it wasn't worth it.
I'm so happy when it is. I mean, I'm relieved when it's a female nurse because they get it. I feel like I just feel more comfortable when it's a female nurse.
But even so, these two nurses that I was with, they were just saying it might be a bit uncomfortable, and I'm like, you're just downplaying it. Yeah. I know it's horrible.
It is horrible. It really is.
And speaking of which, Angela Larry's ex-wife is still saying, please, I want you to be my doctor because so-and-so's creepy. And he says, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, he's just like,
it's like,
whatever. Get over it.
Get over it.
But why is she there?
Like, I don't want to look at your vag.
Why is she at the house? Why did...
Oh, because she wants to pester him into being a doctor.
So she's just there to be like, yo, you know,
yeah.
be my doctor.
She's like, it's still my house. I made this house my home.
I do kind of love the house. I was going to ask you, like, what do you...
It is lovely.
It is lovely. Oh.
It's really nice.
It's like big, but cozy.
Yeah, exactly. It's well designed. Even his so-and-so, what's his name? Alex's flat. It's nice. It's nicely designed.
Yeah, it's got that 90s man,
yeah,
you know, vibe to it. You know, with the black leather and the steel behind the couch, and yeah, I know. But Larry's house, because obviously I think she designed a large portion of it, has that womanly touch to it, I guess.
And they've done really well in that, because they were trying to like show the complete difference in women and men in these regards.
They did, yeah. That's a good point, actually. Now that you mention it. But yeah, so she's gone over there and she's like, yeah, be my doctor, blah, blah, blah. And as the film progresses, we see Alex acting more and more like a pregnant woman.
Yes.
He's just snacking on random shit like Captain Crunch while he's reading a magazine. Obviously we know about like the physical things that he's going through with the sensitive tingly nipples and whatever else.
But yeah, is he crying at the film at this point, or is it?
No, not at this point. He's looking at the bump that is starting to appear in his belly.
It's not at all.
Oh, it literally, the crying happens right after the scene of him looking, because he's like on the bed, and I think Larry's like checking to see if like everything's okay, and you know, with the
temperature's fine.
Yeah, and there's a movie playing on the side, and he is crying his ass off.
She was daddy's little girl, and then he had to give her away.
Yeah, that made me laugh so much. Oh God.
So, as soon as Angela tells Larry that it's Aerosmith's baby, he's like, okay, I'll be your doctor. And I'm thinking, oh, fair enough.
Right.
And Larry's going to this pharmaceutical thing, innit? Like to try and rub elbows with the pharmaceutical reps.
Oh
and be
my
like,
God. Yeah.
And Alex is like, please don't leave me. I'm so lonely, so isolated. Please, I want to come with you.
He's acting like a pregnant woman who can't really like leave the house very much because
I'm shut up in this house.
Yeah. Oh, that gave me a good laugh. He's like, no, don't leave me. I want to come out with you.
Please don't leave me. So he does get to go out with him. And he's having a great fucking time. My favorite line was, I took a nap right there at the table.
Oh my God, yes.
He had a sleep at the table at this fancy do.
Yeah.
He likes his Franks in blankets, sausage rolls.
Oh, yes.
The boss overheard that he's doing human experiments, but Larry's like, absolutely not on a woman. No way a woman is going through this. I also like napping on tables and Franks in blanks.
Hell yeah.
Delicious.
I agree.
Fucking you. And they all think he's radiant. He's fucking glowing.
I mean, he is. Like, he's so, you know.
He's enthusiastic. He's happy. He's having a great fucking time.
He is having a great time. He's living his best pregnant life. And also...
Hell yeah.
I mean, one thing that confused me was the fact that he's taking the serum every day?
Every 4 hours or every 6 hours or something. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
6. Yeah, so there's a lot of it because he has to keep the hormone levels up and he has to keep the antibodies down. So that's why he's got this little beeper on his watch and he has to go and drink this thing. So that's why they're finding these little vials of the stuff that he's drinking, and they're thinking it's a substance thing, but that's when the boss sort of like gets a bit, ooh.
Yeah. I love that the guy who's the main antagonist of this, his name is Baines, and I'm thinking,
Bane.
Yeah, get it? Bane of their existence. Clever.
But yeah, he gets he does well with the guys at the pharmaceutical thing, and my mum has been invited to a pharmaceutical thing. She works for the NHS. She's not a doctor. She doesn't have any prescribing power, but the guy, one of the doctors was like, you should come too. So she's ordered the most expensive stuff off the menu so that she can just take the piss.
Hell
She's like,
yeah.
I'll come.
Hell yeah. Treat yourself.
So we find Diane is also there, and he thinks she's great. He thinks she's so fucking hot. So does everyone else. She's still got a toilet roll on a shoe, and she's clumsy. She likes sausage rolls too, because who doesn't? So they have this like connection again, where they're attracted to one another. They have a little dance, you know.
Yeah, but didn't he have to like get pregnant in order to be attracted to her? Because I don't think initially he was that fussed by her.
No, he wasn't a well-liked and nice guy.
Yeah.
He was just... He just didn't really give
right
a shit.
So,
you know, he was just like...
So the answer...
Not well liked.
There you go. He's not well liked. So the answer to making men a bit softer is just impregnate them.
Yeah.
I think we have the answer, guys.
We figured it out.
We figured it out. This is life's mystery right here.
Larry doesn't like that he's having such a good fucking time. And he's like, we've got all the data we need, we can cancel the experiment. And he's not happy about this. And I wrote down, new USA abortion laws would mean that he couldn't just stop. Like,
fuck's sake.
Would he? Yeah, but would he, like, if it's not a natural thing, right, there's a baby. According to certain groups.
Yeah, but the Christians would have a field day with this, right?
This is it, right? So according to certain groups, certain people, that is a living thing. If you stop taking the medication that keeps it alive, but it's your natural state, is that wrong to them? Aside from the fact that a man is pregnant.
Yeah, I feel like they'd be leaning more towards it being, it's considered an abomination, probably.
I was thinking that they would still consider that a human, so they would force him to carry it to term. Right.
I don't know. I feel like they'd probably think there's too much science and witchcraft involved.
Let you know in the comments. What do you think? Would it be counted as an abortion?
Yeah, but I don't want to get too into the political stuff. However, there are trans
men who get pregnant.
Yeah. So trans men who can get pregnant.
They get pregnant naturally.
Yes. So there's that element, which is why this film is so like weird, because obviously that it was around a time where it wasn't as prominent, I guess. But now it's like we're in a time where it is.
So Bane finds out, and he does, this is skipping forward a bit, but he does tests on the little vials that he found. Yeah. And it's the
expectane.
It's the drug expectane, but it's also estrogen. And the lady says, his secretary or whoever says, it's got estrogen in it, which is the levels which you would expect to see in somebody preparing for a sex change operation. So basically, he is transitioning as well.
Right, okay.
It's a
okay, yeah, that's
thing.
Right. It's still confusing, but like, sure, yeah.
Yeah, but they do say that.
No. I remember that line specifically. Yeah. Because I remember she was saying like sex change, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so confusing. But again, I'm just like, this movie has its own rules, clearly. So
yeah, it's completely off any sort of charts here.
Yeah. Anytime I try to like think logically or ask any questions, I go, it's crazy. It's just a film with a wacky idea of impregnating a man.
Yeah. which obviously somebody's fetish that has decided to do this.
Well, I mean, no offense to the people who are like into, like, yeah, obviously pregnant women need to get laid as well, but like it's the ones who like fetishize it that I have a problem with.
Breeders.
Well, yeah, I guess, but it's like the ones who like really fetishize it. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
I do know what you mean.
Like, come on, bro.
To a point where it's interfering in other people's lives that do not consent.
Yeah, exactly.
So that brings me on to something else, is that he is stating his symptoms to Larry. And he's like, I was scooping out he's got a sexual appetite, a greater sexual appetite, and he was scooping a melon out and he got a Steifen. A Steifen.
What the hell's...
I'm scooping a melon. And Danny DeVito says that's normal.
What's a Steifen?
He got a stiffy. He got a hard-on from scooping melon.
Oh, wait, what? I mean, like, okay. Are they do women get really horny when they're pregnant?
Yeah, I would assume so. Like, it's all the hormones going through them.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Because this is one of the things that, like, we were going to talk about this before the recording, but I was going to say, like, as a woman, the concept and the thought of pregnancy is just such a scary, horrifying, but also beautiful thing in a way, because we can literally create life. That is, first and foremost, insane. Right?
Terrifying.
It's terrifying, but it's also really impressive that like a human can grow another human. But the actual like yeah, round of applause. Round of applause.
Well done, humans.
Yeah, you did it. Woo! But also like the whole process, like me as I've like grown older, like as a younger person, I'm thinking, I don't have to worry about pregnancy for a long time. You know what I mean? It's just whatever. Yeah. So anytime pregnancy was like on TV or, you know, somebody in the show was pregnant or they're going to go have a baby, I'm like, oh, this doesn't affect me. It's just a whatever thing. But now every time I see pregnancy or somebody's pregnant or about to give birth or whatever, I'm like, oh my God.
We're at the age when our friends are having kids.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying. I wrote down that this is basically a horror movie because it's one of my huge fears. Like, yeah, every aspect of it, not only the fact that you get a child at the end of it, which is terrifying to me, but the whole process just scares the absolute shit out of me.
Yeah, man.
Because everything that changes and everything that goes wrong, and then you're stuck with this thing forever.
Well, it's what you go through and the weight that you put on and, you know, your tits leak and your fucking, you know, you either have to get a C-section or it comes out of your...
The pain.
Yeah.
The fucking pain.
The pain.
I don't want to go through that. And the nausea, the vomiting,
it just sounds like it's a very impressive thing that happens with pregnancy, but the process is just mental, really mental.
Utmost respect for parents because
man,
that is incredible stuff to go through.
It really is. You know, the people the people who carry babies, like even surrogates as well. It's like you go through so fucking much. That is crazy. And the people who have like multiple kids as well.
I was gonna say that the people that do that and then go through it again.
Yeah,
they're like, yep. That's good by me.
Crazy stuff.
Jeez. And I guess it's hormones that mean that people find it worthwhile. And we are just not broody people for human babies.
I mean, I don't know if it's our generation or what. I mean, I say it probably isn't because I know people my age and people who I went to school with who are having kids. But I also know people who aren't having kids. So it's like a mixed bag, I guess. But
I guess so. It feels like fewer people. I mean, also the state of the world is like people are just...
State of the world, cost of living, it's a big responsibility, you know? Like, it's not just like it's not just an offhand thing, you know? It's not you just bought a sack of flour and whatever, but it's a...
Oh, I love my sack of flour.
Oh, I love my son.
I love my son. He's a flowery boy. It's like, I think people are thinking about these things. But then there are the people that they want that so much that they make it work. And kudos to you.
Yeah, 100%.
My friends.
100%. Like, I think having a kid it's a beautiful thing, but there's also a lot that comes with that. You got to clothe and feed, and you got to take care of their mental health, their physical health, their education. It's a big job.
It's huge.
And some people aren't like financially there to do that, or mentally there present to do that. So yeah, it's a big decision.
For a lot of people, it turns out to be the best thing they've ever done.
100%.
And that's great for them.
Well, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our parents. So,
and at the end of the day, as long as you find your fulfillment in life and what you want to do, and you strive towards the things that you want in life, whether that is marriage and kids or your career or whatever it is.
Yeah, man. Do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. We wouldn't be here otherwise. Thanks, lady. I love you. She doesn't listen to this.
Oh.
She also gave me a little baby sister, which is great. Thank you so much for that. She's the best little present ever.
Oh.
My little baby sister. But she says, my parents say don't do it.
She what?
My parents said don't do it, don't have kids.
Oh.
They learned. Thank you. So you got a stipend from scooping
a melon.
Scooping melon.
Okay, yeah.
But Diane is super into him after this dancing, so she makes an excuse to go around. Doesn't she?
Does she?
Yeah, she's like, someone gave me these files, and then she's like, no, actually, I'm sorry, I lied.
Well, no, because Larry sends Alex home. He wants to continue with the pregnancy. He keeps taking the serum. 10 weeks later passes. He's taken a scan of his body, I think. Yeah. And it's showing you like an X-ray or a scan of Alex's body, and he's like obviously 10 more weeks along. It's also his birthday as well, so they've given him a cake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
He goes to take off his jumper, and he's got a belly. But thing is, some guys are just built like that.
Yeah.
Some guys just have that, like, beer belly or dad bod or...
And she says that she likes a man with a bit of upholstery.
Yeah.
She does say that, and she said that she was in love with her cousin who was fat.
Okay, I wasn't...
Which is a little bit too much info.
I was like, okay, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? So then I think they decide that they want to... Well, they're in the waiting room, first of all, but eventually they put him in like some sort of home for pregnant women, I guess. I don't know what else... I don't know how else to describe that. But they go to Larry's business, and they make Alex wait in the waiting room, and all the women he's talking to them about pregnancy, and they're all like humoring him
because women are lovely.
But there's even a man in there, and they're like, oh yeah, that could be, you know, they're all like,
Junior, that's a good name. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and they're all like really into it. I'm like, okay, this is sure.
People are nice, you know.
Yeah, exactly. They're all being really lovely. Yeah, so he's I think Larry's gone to go check on his wife about the pregnancy because she's obviously pregnant as well. So yeah, he only like touches the belly. He doesn't like do much else. And yeah, they just carry on. She's like, is that it? And she's like, yeah, it's all good. But then he goes and gives freaking Alex an ultrasound. So for his ex-wife, he just touches her belly in a couple spots, and he's like, yeah, you're good. But then with Alex,
attentive.
Yeah, with Alex, is like, yeah, get out the ultrasound. Here you go. Let's just check up on that bad boy in there.
That bad boy.
Oh my lord. Okay, so then
He didn't want to be her doctor anyway, so he's like, fuck off, I don't care.
I guess, yeah. So then they move Alex back into Larry's house.
Because he wants to carry on the pregnancy, and he's like, fine, but I'm watching you. I'm keeping you off your feet, we can do checks.
Yeah. So then the Dr. Bane, or whatever the fuck his name is, he's
Dr. Bane.
Dr. Bane. Oh, that's funny, because Arnold Schwarzenegger was Mr. Ice in the Batman movie.
Oh, was he? Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's like, oh, they're up to something, 100%. They're doing they're clearly doing something behind closed doors. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it or whatever. And then we fast forward to like Alex cooking dinner like a fucking housewife.
Yeah, he's gone so feminine.
Yeah,
like they've given him the stereotypical wife role.
Yeah,
where he's cooking dinner and Danny DeVito is late from work.
Like, oh my god,
and he's not coming home.
Late. Oh, how could you do this to me?
So ungrateful. What a shit.
Yeah, and then that's when Diana shows up with the papers as an excuse to like try to talk to him.
That's the one.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I looked it up and like, whatever you were telling me about, Strudelhound or whatever.
Strudelhounds, they don't exist, and Galandensprung.
Yeah.
It's not a place.
It's not real, what the hell? And then they just start getting freaky.
Yeah.
And then, like, while they're making out, freaking Alex grabs his belly like a pregnant woman, because, he's pregnant, and it's just so uncomfortable. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
It's horrific.
It's really, really weird. It's just such a weird... Everything is weird, and I'm upset. And then Angela walks in on them. And she's like...
Yeah. So that pisses Alex off, because he's like, I have my own bedroom, come upstairs. And Dan's like, no, bye.
Yeah, she completely interrupts that, and he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he continues with his dinner making, but then we look at the dinner table, and there's just so many weird. There's so many things on the table. There's Chinese food, there's cookies, there's ice cream, there's egg salad, there's random cuts of meat, there's fucking fruit, there's everything.
They are having a smorgasbord. They are having a feast.
Yeah.
And she's like, has anyone ever told you you eat like a pregnant woman? And he's like almost letting it slip that he's having a baby too.
Yeah.
And he's just, I like mixing cuisines. And he's got sympathy pains.
God, yeah, the sympathy pains.
And the baby's kicking, and it's all awful. It's disgusting. But he's getting... He was upset because that was the bit where he says
does my body disgust you?
Yes.
Because Diane was, she was like, oh, no, I like fat boys.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I like a bit of a belly. It's
hell yeah,
it's nice.
Like, honestly, men don't worry about the way.
If you've got a little belly, I think some women really like that.
Even big boys. Love them.
Yeah, man.
Big boys. It's all about the personality for a lot of people, so...
Hell yeah.
It's like, you make this attraction, and the face, and everything.
Everything. But I found it really funny when Diane leaves, Diana, whatever her name is, she leaves, and then... Angela and Alex are like standing face to face, but they've got like the size of their bellies are like pretty much the same size. So as they're standing face to face, you just see like two people with like these massive bumps.
Yeah,
it's quite a funny image. It's pretty good.
So he's getting bigger. So Danny DeVito has to take him out shopping for new clothes. And to be fair, I really like the outfit that he picked.
Yeah, it's really cute. I like it.
And the guy at the sales place is like, oh, I can take the trousers in for you a bit. And he's like, no, leave a room to grow. And he's like, that's the spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Like he wants him to put on weight. Oh. I'm like, okay. At which point do we find out about the egg? It's the next sort of bit in it.
The egg? Oh, where she finds out.
She says something about freeze. Oh, yeah, because they go out to dinner, don't they?
Well, Bane shows up at his house and he's like, oh, guys, because he's trying to obviously catch them in the act of like you know, you guys are clearly up to something, whatever. There's clearly a woman in this building that you guys have been doing an experiment on. You know.
He goes looking for this woman in this house.
He ends up upstairs, but he finds the case with the the serum.
Expecto Patronum.
The Expecto Patronum inside of it. So clearly they've been continuing the experiment. And he's looking for a woman. But it's so funny when he goes back downstairs and he's talking to Alex and Larry. And Alex is using Larry to cover his belly. And it's kind of funny because Danny DeVito is so small. So him standing...
He only just covers it.
Exactly. So him standing in front of, you know, Arnie is not like a weird thing because he's actually quite a small guy.
It's nice.
It's kind of funny the way they were trying to hide his bump. But yeah.
But this is where he steals like one of the empty vials to do tests on Despain.
Yeah.
So this is like, he's getting his proof that they're doing experiments.
Yeah.
And he says something like, why is there so many deliveries of the stuff that makes up this drug? And he's like, well, we had a lot of the steroid base, so we thought we'd finish the production run. That is a great excuse. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So then they go to dinner. I think Alex and Diane go to dinner. And then the scene starts off with a fucking like lobster claw on somebody else's table.
Because she's so clumsy
oh my God.
that she's thrown everything all over the place.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for just solidifying that fact. And he's wanting to tell her about experimenting on himself. Is that a bit weird? And she says, no, it's like, I've done it. I mean, not to the certain, you know, not testing vaccines, but I froze one of my eggs in my thing and I called it Junior.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's not an anonymous egg donor after all.
Yeah.
And he's like, he freaks out and runs off. And she's like, I freaked him out because I froze my egg.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That's not the kind of guy that you want anyway. But he runs off.
Yeah, he runs off because he's like, holy shit, I've got her baby in my belly right now.
That's a lot to take in, honestly.
Yeah.
He's having a baby with this woman.
I mean, I guess, you know, if it was a rando, would that be easier? But I guess it makes it a little bit more complicated knowing it's her.
It's more personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also they stole from her, and that's something that she's really upset about when she finds out in the next scene. Because he goes to apologize to her in the office, in the lab, and he tells her what's going on. And she's like, not only you stole from me and you're pregnant with the baby. We're having a baby together because he says that he's the spunker.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that, like, with his new clothes, trying to cover his, you know, belly. He's walking around like a pregnant woman at this point as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's got his hand on his, you know, lower back, and he's, like, you know, arching the belly forward. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny, man.
She says something, because he stole and he lied, and she says, that is so male.
Yeah, she goes, you lied to me, you steal from me, you're selfish, arrogant.
That's so fucking male.
Yeah. That's so... yeah, she goes, you think men don't hold enough cards. You take this away from us as well, or something. Yeah.
Which is... I mean, she has a point, again. You know, this is something that a lot of women feel is sacred to them.
I mean, yeah, it's a very, you know, female experience, I guess.
Yeah, but a lot of women have always said, I wish a man could go through that.
That's very true. Yeah. Yeah.
Men should try going through that.
They're like, oh, try getting kicked in the nuts.
Yep. So, I mean, apparently that would feel kind of like period cramps. I have come to sort of think the way that they describe it.
Right. Okay. But I don't think like getting kicked in the nuts is like the same as having your vagina stretched wide open with a baby coming out of it. Like
maybe that's a bit more intense.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like anytime somebody has said, you know, try getting kicked in the nuts, like, come on, man, use your brain a little bit, just a little bit. Like, I know you love your manhood and everything, but Come on.
I love their manhood too.
Me too. I do love their manhood, but it's when guys say stuff like that.
Clip that. Manhood is another term for penis.
I love men. I really do. I make fun of, like, oh, men, but we also do the same with women. We go, classic women.
Men. I fucking love men.
Me too.
God,
shout out to men.
Shout out to men. You're fucking great. So Bane is like, I'm onto you fuckers, and I want you, we're doing this experiment under me, and we're going to run some tests on you right now. And like, everybody's sticking up for him instantly. Like, no, he says he doesn't want to. And he says, my body, my choice, and he fucking legs it. Danny DeVito says, we need to get you out of here. We're going to hide you.
Yeah.
Until this pregnancy's over. I wrote down, does he need a special car? Because he's very short. He's shorter than me. And I have to sit on a cushion when I drive my car.
I think he's...
Because I am short.
Well, how tall is he? He's like... How tall is Danny DeVito? 147...
Oh, yeah, so I'm 150.
So
we're about the same height.
He's 4'10". Yeah, he's 4'10". That's quite small.
I'm 4'11" or 150 centimeters.
He probably has his seat very close to the steering wheel.
Yeah. I think he has to have special pedals because it's such a different... That's a big car that he drives. But here we go. Here's where we get into an exciting bit of the film.
I love this part of the film, I'm not going to lie. It's so silly and so great.
We get even sillier. It was a silly film before, but now Arnie puts on a dress to go to this women's home for pregnant women relaxation experience. Yeah. What is it? I don't know.
It's a women camp?
Women camp.
Pregnant women camp, I guess.
It's like summer camp.
But I've never heard of a facility where they just... Is it for rich people,
America.
maybe? Like...
Yeah, oh, yeah. And it's America.
Yeah.
Like, I have seen it before where it was in... Was it Severance?
Oh, my God. I love Severance. What about Severance?
Was it Severance where one of them was having a baby and she went to a cabin?
Oh, yeah, his sister.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like they go to like retreats to like... I think it's a very American thing, but that's the only thing that I can think of. It sprung to mind.
Not a lot of people have that. I guess if it's the first baby, maybe, because you have that time and you don't have like other kids that you're worrying about at that point. But if you've got kids, it's not the easiest thing to just, I guess, step away from the home and then...
You want this perfect birth experience, a lot of these people. So, yeah, and he's going away on business. He's going to the pharmaceutical reps, the pharmaceutical company for a meeting. So he wants Alex to be looked after.
Yeah.
So he says, put on a dress and a wig. We're getting you into this place. And he says the great line of like, I know my looks can be quite shocking, but in East Germany, Olympics, they gave us steroids like you give Gatorade out here. And now the effects are very clear. Gestures to his face. And she's like, you are beautiful. Just to make him feel better.
Aww.
And it's like, but he gets a lovely fucking room as well. He's having a nice time.
Yeah, he's having a grand old time, honestly.
Going for jogs and like exercises but he's calling Diana all the time and being like, please pick up. I'm so sorry. I want to discuss this with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's thinking about him, but she's like, she's pissed off because all of the above.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I said I love this outfit more on him.
Oh, the pink dress. Yeah, they put him in a pink dress and he's got pearls and he wears like he's got like a headband on with these lovely earrings and his glasses and it's like this really oversized like cream sweater. It's fantastic. It's genuinely fantastic. I don't know what about this just is so fucking funny and so...
They did well.
They did. It's really wholesome. I can't explain it. It's really, really cute. But yeah, it's just a whole sequence of him in this facility, and he's bonding with the women, and he's obviously being hidden from, you know, anyone who's trying to uncover what they've been up to. And yeah, it's just really nice. He's out in the fields picking flowers and crying with the women.
Yeah, I love that.
And they're talking about their feelings and all that stuff. And then Diane shows up at the facility.
I wrote down, because he's having a little cry. He's upset. He's still feeling lonely.
Yeah.
Did you feel emotional? It was getting really emotional.
I don't know that maybe a little bit. Yeah, this sequence felt more wholesome to me and more like upbeat because of the music, I think. Because the music can really, obviously music and anything kind of gaslights you into feeling things.
I wrote down, G's having a cry right now.
Oh, it was nice. I really liked it. Yeah, I'm very sympathetic, and I'm very, I don't know. Whenever somebody's feeling sad or whatever, I get very, sympathetic about the whole thing. But like I said,
it's hard to feel an emotional connection when Arnie's wearing a dress.
Oh, I love it even more.
Arnie, I wrote down.
Oh yeah, I loved it even more when he was dressed like that, because it's like, oh, it's so cute.
He's adorable.
He is. But yeah, Diane shows up, I guess, to finally have a chat with him. And, you know, she sees him dressed the way that he is, but she doesn't.
She doesn't mind. She still fucks him.
Yeah, she loves it.
She understands it. She's like, I'm not having a baby with anyone I haven't slept with. She's looking at him. He's wearing a dress. He's wearing a wig. He's got earrings. I was hoping, I have seen this film before, but I thought in my head canon that they had a little snog in front of all the women.
Oh,
that would have been funny.
That would have been great.
It would have been really funny.
Yeah, that would have been really good. But yeah, they do fuck, right? I mean, I kind of...
Yeah.
And she, she kisses his belly, I think. Or she goes
gross.
to...
And I wrote down, can he knock her up while he's pregnant?
Stop!
And I wrote down, I wonder if the estrogen production means that his sperm count is reduced or doesn't, like, make sense. You know?
Yeah.
Would it be possible?
That is so funny.
And then I also wrote down, he would have tits.
Yeah, he would have tits. He would.
He would have big mommy milkers.
They're kind of like... But he's also like obviously in real life at that time, he's a big, strong, you know, Mr... What do they call him?
Mr. Universe, Mr. World.
Something like that, yeah. You know, bodybuilder type build.
Yeah.
So he'd have his man pecs, but not titties.
Man tits. Oh no, not like Fight Club man tits.
Yeah.
Robert Paulson meatloaf tits. Love that.
So it gets to a point where he's going into labor. He has contractions. Yeah. Also, did you see the thing that's on his side table, by the way?
What is it?
Look in the group chat. It's one of the first things I noticed.
I'm worrying about this now.
It's nothing like crazy.
Oh, that thing. Right. So it's like a phrenology head.
Right.
But no, it's not. It's like a little porcelain baby statue. But it looks very Eastern, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was like, when it first was on screen, I was like, what the actual fuck am I looking at?
What is that?
Yeah.
What are we looking at here?
So wild. But yeah, he's going into labor. All the women.
He doesn't want anybody with him.
No.
He's upset. He doesn't want to deal with... He wants Larry because this is very scary.
Well, it's not even just that. It's the fact that they're trying to hide that he's a dude, right? And he's like, no, nobody come in here. And the doctor's like, oh, I need to come in and see you. And he's like, what?
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I've just Googled what it is.
Oh?
That thing. It's a headrest. It's a pillow.
What?
It's a porcelain pillow. Chinese porcelain headrest and basin.
What?
I'm like, I image searched.
Oh, you
this.
Google Lens searched it. Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
Made of porcelain, is white with blue lettering and black hair. The headrest.
I hate the backside image so much.
Look at the butt. Look at the butt. Look at the cheeks on that.
It's like he's presenting.
It's like a fucking... emote that people do because it's so bad.
I'm crying. So, like, I know that in, like, Japanese culture with geishas, they would sleep on, like, thin wooden stands. Like, they'd put, like, instead of a pillow, they'd put, like, a little...
Right.
Thin wooden thing for their neck, if that makes sense, as to not, like, mess up their hair.
I see.
All the makeup and stuff. So that's what I assume...
That is
it was,
them.
or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. What you said initially made sense, that it's like a phrenology thing.
I thought it was like a baby massage phrenology thing.
Yeah.
Like, here's where you massage if you want to help this bit and this bit. Right,
No,
so
that's
the
too
hot summer
logical.
nights, yeah, it is. The hot summer nights in southern China led to a surge in products designed to cool the bed, including ceramic pillows, which were also believed to keep the eyes healthy.
Ceramic pillows. Okay, guys.
So, I mean, I understand, but I think I'd be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's some really cute cat ones, though, like a cat headrest.
Oh, now we're talking.
Now we're talking. We don't want the baby ones.
Ugh.
We want the beautiful cats.
Oh,
That's really
yes.
That's so interesting, though. Like,
it is kind of interesting.
I never thought that was a thing. But yeah,
the more you know. Look it up, guys. It's on the side table. If you don't know what we're referring to, it's like a baby that's on its, like, all fours, essentially. It just looks really strange.
You know, like when a cat is doing a loaf, it's almost loafing.
Yeah.
So the cat ones, they are loafing, and they're nice. I love them. Oh, great! I'm going to send you that. But yeah, that's clever. I wouldn't do very well. I sleep on my front.
Oh, I sleep like an animal.
So,
like, I'm just all over the place. I'm on front, side, back. I've got a pillow in between my legs. I'm everywhere.
Well, since I got both ears pierced, cartilage piercings, and I got a new navel piercing. So I can't sleep on my front. I'm trying to sleep on my side with my head in a pillow, you know, the neck pillows.
Yeah.
So I've got a pillowcase on that. So my ear sort of sinks into it. So I'm trying not to roll onto my front. And it's so hard and my neck hurts.
Yeah.
And I've had a headache for the past few days because I think I've just got neck strain.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
Oh, no.
But I'm gonna get one of these fucking porcelain pillows. I'm gonna lie
Invest
on the floor
in a
and be like,
porcelain Chinese baby pillow.
Chinese baby pillows.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
She's really fascinated by this thing. I just thought it looked weird.
I know, but that's amazing. I'm just looking at them all now. It's just really clever. Yeah, so he goes into labor and luckily he phones Diane. She's like, I'm there, mate. Larry's also on the way back.
Well, yeah, because they need to do the surgery, first of all, because obviously that Bane guy he's got all the press there, and he's alerted the press, like, yo, here's this thing, a man is pregnant, I can prove it, and they're going to be here shortly. So they don't want anyone else to know or figure out what they've been up to and whatever. So yeah, everything is secret. Everything is hush hush. You know, they can't tell anyone. They're in the car. They're on their way there. But they, you know, Larry and Alex and Diane, they've all been told, or they found out somehow that they know and that the press is there waiting for them. So they switched them out. They switched out Alex with Angela.
So when they're like, there's a pregnant man coming in for surgery, because the janitor alerted Bane saying they're preparing for an emergency C-section. Everyone's clearing out. Like, heads up. You told me to. So that's how he was like alerted to that. So they're like, a man is coming in for emergency surgery. There is a pregnant man, and poor Angela steps out of the car.
Yeah.
Pregnant man.
Yeah. She's like, hey, what? Like, back off. And they're just trying to get in the building. And it's like, that's a woman. What the hell?
Meanwhile, they're making Alex in labor climb a fire escape ladder.
Yeah.
to get into the building around the back.
Yeah. He's climbing a ladder, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is great. But it works. They managed to pull it off, and the guy's like, you're fired. Well, the guy who's like part of the school tells Bane that he's fired.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get into the operating rooms. I think Angela is also going into labor as well.
Angela's gone into labor, but nobody's paying attention to this silly woman.
Yeah, fuck.
It's all about the man.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Also, they say he's going to be awake through this surgery. And I'm like, okay, but C-sections go wrong all the fucking time anyway. I mean, it is a risk that is posed.
Yeah.
There is a lot of problems that can arise during childbirth, let alone when the child is wrapped around the intestines of someone. There's a lot of blood vessels involved. He's awake through this. What if something goes wrong and he dies? Then what?
Yeah, it's quite the risk they're taking, because he's like when they do a C-section, are they women typically asleep? Did you say?
They can be,
right?
But they are awake. They're done. It's usually done awake, and basically they give them an epidural.
Yeah.
So that you're numb from the waist down, anyway,
right.
And the baby's removed. But there are risks. Sometimes it's safer to have the mother anaesthetized, but when you anesthetize the mother, obviously the drugs go through the umbilical cord and the baby also goes to sleep, which is not ideal.
Oh, yeah, because when you pull the baby out, you need to know.
It needs to be awake. It needs to be breathing.
Yeah.
It needs to be okay. So that's another reason they keep mothers awake. But obviously, things can go wrong, and sometimes that's why they have an anesthetian.
Yeah.
Anesthesiologist.
Anesthesiologist, that's the one. Yeah.
That's the one. That's why they have one there for surgeries in general, just in case they need to be put to sleep properly. They know somebody who's got that specific area of expertise to do that bit. So when they don't have that, what if he fucking dies? Nobody's going to be able to save this man's life. They don't have blood on hand, I assume, for all the transfusions that can happen.
Well, I mean, they pulled... So it's Danny DeVito's character and his colleague. And the colleague has only just been alerted to the fact that this is a guy who's pregnant. Like, he wasn't told beforehand. There was no prep. There was nothing. They rushed in. They said, we got to get this baby out of him. And they just, basically winged it. Right? These people... I'm eating a biscuit. As is customary. As is customary. I'm craving a coffee, I'll tell you that much. Or a tea.
Oh, shit, yeah. Coffee time.
But yeah, so Angela's like, it's hilarious. Like, Diane's with Angela outside. Angela is going into labor. She's having contractions.
Diane is having to look after Angela.
Yeah.
But it's like, right, so these people, they are trained for the internal workings of people with wombs. It's not general surgery to remove living children from intestines.
Yeah, from an intestine or stomach or wherever the hell this baby was being...
Where's the placenta? I keep saying it, but, you know.
Well...
It's going to have done so much more damage than is shown. But at least the baby comes out alive. Alex is fine. Larry goes out to help Angela have a baby. No, they put her in the... She just has a baby like normally, I think, but she has drugs.
I don't know
so
that she
something.
does, because she's all like sweaty and wet, which leads me to believe that she's been in labor. She's been laboring, right? So she could have had natural. Whereas if it was a C-section, I doubt it would have been like...
They seem a bit more relaxed. I mean, the thing is, we haven't had first-hand experience, so we could be wrong.
I'm just talking from... I'm just like using deduction and this. She's sweaty.
Yes, she's sweaty.
Yes, which leads me to believe that she pushed... Wait, no, I think they did. Yeah, no. I think she pushed out the baby because... Yeah, I'm looking now and she's like screaming and they pull out the baby at the bottom. Yeah. So that she did natural birth. Also, I had a question. Where do they
Right.
get these fucking newborn babies from for scenes like this?
I was gonna say the same thing. Like, do they have like loads of pregnant women on standby that are like, I am going to offer you my newborn baby for a film. Like, I'm due around this time. Here we go. Like, I am gonna Google this.
Yeah, please
right
do,
fucking now.
because I've always had this question, because it's either they goop up they have to. They have to. There's no way.
Babies should not watch TV. Right? And that's not it. Ooh. Okay. It's against the law for them to perform for more than 30 minutes at a time. Multiple babies are needed.
Oh, interesting.
The parents themselves will be able to spot their own child, but hopefully anyone else watching won't be able to. How young can a baby actually be when they start working? Technically, just a day old. The only thing that stops them from literally working from day dot is that we have to get child performance license from their local council. You need a birth certificate. The youngest newborn we've had working was 1 to 2 weeks old.
That is so funny.
I'm often approached by pregnant mums wanting to sign up their newborn children for roles. While they can't actually sign them up at that stage, we tell them that if any requests come up for newborns in the meantime, we've got their details on file. They'll then get a request come in from a casting director saying they need newborns in, say, a month's time. We put the casting call on our socials, start collecting information ready for when the baby's born for the client to make the decision. Many parents sign their children up purely out of intrigue.
There you go.
Babies have to audition.
That is so
For a
funny.
baby to nail it, they just need to be a total chiller.
Aww.
They want calm, content disposition, chilled. The biggest thing impacting the baby's chances of getting cast is usually the parents.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You got to be lucky
got a
that you
list.
got to chill. You got to have a chill baby.
got a list. So I was thinking exactly the same thing, G. Like, where the fuck are they getting all these newborn babies from?
Yeah, I'm thinking like that, especially because like especially the baby in this in this film, it looked like a genuine newborn baby. Like it just came
maybe
out of
not-
the mom.
Yeah, maybe not like completely. Like, they're usually very slimy and squished up, but that was definitely only a few days.
That baby was slimy and squished up, because sometimes in some TV shows and movies when they're showing a newborn
They're
baby,
clean.
they look very clean. Yeah, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's not, but yeah, in this one it looked pretty convincing. But yeah, they give birth.
Angela has this baby. Yeah, Angela has this baby, right? And then Danny DeVito sees the baby and goes, should we give it another chance? And they're like, yeah. And I'm thinking, right, so having a baby is going to fix all your problems, apparently.
That's what a lot of people do and think. They think that having a baby will fix their marriage or relationship, and it a lot of the times just doesn't. But we're living in Hollywood fantasy land right now, so
yeah.
hopefully they lived happily
it seems
ever
to work
after.
out.
Well, yeah, they're fast forward, these two couples have babies born on the same day. They're friends, and then it cuts to them at the beach, and it's a year later.
birthday.
Yeah, it's a year later, and it's a birthday.
And both the women have had their haircut. That's how you know that time has passed and they have matured.
Yeah. And
Literally. Though.
yeah, it happens all the damn time. This also, the baby puts their foot in the cake and Arnie licks it, which I thought was...
Yep, I wrote that down in my note. Arnie's eating cake off a baby's foot.
Well, yeah, and then I wish we could bring back cakes that looked like this.
It looks so fucking good.
It looks delicious. I remember cakes like this when I was a kid. I feel like cakes today don't look like this anymore, and it makes me sad.
I love it. I love a squishy proper cake. My grandma used to make the best fucking birthday cakes.
Yeah.
Out of like the books where they would like have the designs and she'd make it for me, and
yeah,
they have pictures and they're so good.
I don't remember what it was exactly, but you remember so whatever they used, they might still use it now, but it's whatever they used to use to do the writing. They used to pipe it out, but it had like not a fruity, but it had like a sweet flavor to it. You know,
It had a nice crunch, didn't it?
no, so I'm talking about the writing. So, like...
Yeah, but was it like gel or was it like...
It looked kind of jelly. Yeah, like, or like a gel... Because it was, oh my God, I don't know if it was just Australia or
I'm gonna
what.
I'm gonna have to see an example. I'd love to see an example.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find Australian 90s cakes.
Australian 90s cakes. Because there's like a specific taste to the piping of what they would use to do the writing, like happy birthday, etc., right?
So I had the same sort of books, though. You know those books, the Book of Cakes, like the birthday cake book?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a really good... So on my writing, on my birthday cakes, they were quite... It was just icing and it was quite crispy, crunchy, the writing on it. It was just icing. So I'm trying to find...
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, you know, I don't know. It's like, I remember it being piped out of a piping bag, and the consistency of it was it would be colored, I guess, so there'd be coloring in there, but it had this like flavoring to it that wasn't like buttercream, I guess. If I remember, if I find something, I will send it to you. And maybe anyone listening might know what I'm talking about, but it had like a sweet, like kind of like a fruity sort of flavoring to it. It was
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really nice. It just, when I saw those cakes, it reminded me of like my childhood and how like cool the cakes used to look. They used to have like an image printed on it, and they used to put like things on top of the cake to make it look like a scene.
Oh, yeah. It would be like, here's a farmyard, or here's
this kid's really into football, so, you know, put like an image of a football and a football field, and, you know.
Do you have any pictures of your birthdays with your cake?
I'll have to go through like photo books to find and see, but probably, 100%.
Yeah, I fucking love it. I'm gonna make my own birthday cake next time from one of these birthday cake books. I think it'd be so good.
Hell yeah.
But I know exactly what you mean. Rosie used to always pick like a dog cake. I had a Princess Castle cake one time, and it was so good.
Yeah, good memories.
Good memories. Also, a really good site is Cake Rex.
Okay.
As in, literally just Cake Rex. A cake wreck is any cake that is unintentionally sad, silly, creepy, inappropriate, you name it. So there are some absolutely fucking horrendous looking cakes on this website.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of the best things. Like, me and my mum and sister go through them, and we're just like, that is so unfortunate. I'm gonna just put one in the group chat just as a taster, but it's a dog that looks like he's been burnt.
Amazing.
That is fucking great. Yeah, so he's eating, but we see that Diane is pregnant again.
Oh, I didn't even
having
fucking notice that.
Yeah, she's having a baby.
Yeah, she also manages to also step in the cake, which annoyed me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, God.
Classic Diane, stepping in everything.
Classic. So,
yeah.
And then, but she's telling Angela, you should give this baby a brother or sister.
Oh, yeah, Junior's a girl, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned this.
Yeah, Junior's a girl.
Yeah. Junior ends up being a girl. And that's the end of the film.
She's like, you should have another baby. She's like, I don't know whether I want to go through that again. And Diane's like, who says you have to? And they all look at Larry, and it's like, but yeah. I think trying to tell somebody they should have another baby is a bit fucking... Stay in your lane, lady.
It was acceptable in the 90s.
In the 90s.
But that, everybody, was Junior, and what What a movie. What a movie it was. Good grief.
It's absolutely madness, isn't it?
Literally insane. Because I think I've seen this movie once before, and I'm like, yeah, this would be interesting to watch today and see what the fuck.
Yeah.
What happens in this movie, because it's been a long time since I've seen it, considering it came out in 1994, which is a year after I was born. I always forget, how old are you?
I am 35, so I was born in 89.
Oh, okay.
I'm old. I'm elderly at this stage.
Put her in a home.
Yeah. So I've seen this like a couple of times, and it is watchable.
It's too long. I will say this. It did not need...
How long is it?
I'm pretty sure it's 2 hours.
What? I sat through it for 2 hours.
I'm pretty sure it's 2... Wait, let me double check. So, actually, no, it's 1:45. So, I mean, almost 2 hours.
It felt like an eternity.
It did. Some parts were dragging a little bit, and I'm like, oh my god, how we... Because there's a lot of, like, back and forth, and, we should do this instead. It's like, oh, fuck me, just... They labored it a little bit.
It was an interesting idea.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah. And wacky film, just wacky.
And it's surprisingly relevant. I mean, I did get into politics a teeny weeny bit, but it's like interesting to think about how things have changed since then.
Things have changed a fucking shitload. We are in different times right now. Like,
Hell yeah.
Wow. Sometimes I look at the state of the world and I'm like, wow. Good Lord.
How did we get here, man?
How did we get here? It's like, what? It's like, I just like to bury my head in the sand because I don't want to deal with or even know what's going on in the world.
I just don't want to look at the world sometimes.
It's exhausting.
Well, it's really tired.
Yeah.
Tired. It's really tired.
It is tired. I'm tired. I'm going to go take a nap now.
We're all tired.
So.
I am. We're going to drink coffee and nap. That's our thing now. So, an early cut of this movie ended with an abortion scene.
Monk-ass.
It was nixed by the studio after the subject was deemed to be too politically sensitive.
Right.
Who's having an abortion? What in the fuck?
I guess...
The early cut of this movie that ends with an abortion scene.
Oh, ends with it?
It ends with it?
Okay, I would have thought maybe, halfway through the film as the film's, hump, issue, right?
Yeah,
whenever there's an issue and it lulls the film a little bit.
Gotta get over.
Yeah,
so you gotta get over this problem.
I thought maybe that would have happened to Arnie's character, maybe, but at the end,
making him have an abortion or something.
Yeah.
At the end, though, who is having that done? What is going on? Because there are no characters that it's going to fit with unless it's going to be a really fucking sad ending.
That's way too dark compared to what the film actually is, which is a light, funny fucking romp.
Absolutely.
So having an abortion in there just would not have made sense.
Is madness. And obviously this is IMDb trivia. I don't know where this is sourced from, right?
Well, hopefully.
I could have made that up.
Hopefully it's... People upvoted, so hopefully people who do upvote it and the people who do go on IMDb are the ones who fact check. But who fucking knows, honestly?
I mean, I'm going to have a quick scan over Wikipedia.
So he wore a pregnancy suit before filming his scenes to get more in touch with his character. Okay. I love that this movie, being as silly as it is, we end up talking almost 2.5 hours about it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff in there that is very chattable.
Yeah, we trail off on a lot of other things outside of the plot, so sorry guys. If the episode is a
they
little
love
long,
it.
they do.
Mel Gibson Mel Gibson came close to signing on for the role, but pulled out after learning of his church's stance on the material.
That's hilarious. Oh,
Holy
bloody
shit.
hell, Mel Gibson.
Oh bloody hell! I can't do it.
Oh, the man giving birth to a baby.
I don't want that. No way, no sir.
The cereal Alex is eating when he goes to his room is the original Captain Crunch. Okay.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So, the budget, G-Star Games.
Oh, yes. So the budget was 60 million and the box office was 108.4 million.
That's a pretty big return.
That's really crazy. But I guess people were like, what the fuck is this movie? I need to see it. They've impregnated Arnie. You know?
Yep.
So I guess that makes sense in a way. Why it made so much money at the box office. But yeah, pretty decent return on their wacky, crazy idea.
Brilliant. So what did you rate this film?
I don't know. I feel like it probably sits at like a 4, I guess.
Yeah.
It's funny. It has its moments. It's charming.
It's watchable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I sit there and I am paying attention.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was. I definitely was. And I feel like it's, got big names in it, and I found myself enjoying, like I said, watching Arnie, watching Danny DeVito, Emma Thompson's character. There's a lot of likable characters in the movie that I think help it along as well. So I think because of them, they make it good. But I think the writing was also okay as well, because I think if the writing wasn't fairly solid, I think it could have been horrendous. I think it could have been really bad.
Yes.
But I think it's it's a fun movie. It's silly, and I think I feel like 4 is pretty reasonable as a rating.
Yeah, and I would give it a 4 too, because that's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's watchable, but it's not a great film. But the script is fine, and it's it's a film. I'm not going to seek out watching it in any other
capacity. Yeah.
Any other capacity, because it's okay, when is this going to be relevant? But there you go. Maybe in 15 years I go, I wonder what, I can't remember that one.
Well,
and then you put it on.
This is how I felt now when I put it on the list, because I'm it's been X amount of years since I've seen this, so what is it like now,
Yeah.
And it's fun. I mean, I thought it was a little too long, and it's wacky, and sometimes with I don't love wacky films, but sometimes if there's certain things that are right about it, it can work, and it does work. Because I feel like, again, if it wasn't these actors, or if it was other people that weren't well known, I think I probably would have given it a lower score.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things that drive it, at least.
Yeah.
That it isn't complete fucking garbage.
Exactly.
Hooray!
Yay! That was Junior, everyone. Woo!
Well, we fucking did it.
Why is my body disgusting?
Oh, I meant to click the applause button, but there you go.
Yay! I love that noise.
Christmas is rapidly approaching on YOMP, and we don't really have very good ideas about it just yet. So I'm gonna add my next film to my list, because I think the next episode will be a Christmas episode.
Well, the scheduling was kind of mixed up a little bit, because Perfect Blue was released a week earlier than it should have been. So we need to...
Whoopsie-daisy, kids.
Whoopsie-doopsie! So we need to figure out the rest of the scheduling, because we're only doing every fortnight for releases.
So bear with us while we find our feet in this scary
Oh, if anyone can
world.
find feet, it's me!
We forgot. I haven't made a feet joke recently. When Arnold Schwarzenegger puts her shoe on her foot and he caresses her ankle after she loses her foot when they're dancing. Loses her shoe when they're dancing. Didn't even mention it.
You know why, Boof? Because I'm not actually into feet. Maybe that's why. But
Shocking.
It's not shocking. It's just everyone...
Oh, I can't believe it.
Because everyone loves to fucking beat a dead damn horse when it comes to like certain
Hell,
jokes.
yeah.
So fuck me. But you did say other jokes throughout this podcast.
I've given you a few jokes to think about.
You did, and they were great. I love them.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
So I'm adding... Oh, you're very welcome. I'm adding to my list. Since we've been talking, I was thinking about what I could add. And there's something that's been hanging out in my brain as a film that would go well. Because it's got Sylvester Stallone in it.
Yes.
It's called Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
I have heard of this film. I've seen it somewhere. Oh my god. Stop on my mom.
So it's 1992.
Oh my god.
There we go. It's got Sylvester Stallone. It's got Estelle Getty in it.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm adding it.
That's on the list.
I'm adding it to my list.
All right. Well, let's get that dice out, shall we? Ooh.
Let's find this dice. I forget where where have I put my fucking dice? I'm there searching my pockets. A D6. Let's see what we get. It's a
Stop
1.
it.
It's Stop on My Mom Will
What
Shoot.
the fuck? That happened last week as well.
And we just... This is the thing, right? This I think this program...
Dice.
Look at... Yeah, man. Anyway, Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. That's what we get to watch for the next episode. And I'm chuffed to bits, G-Star
Me
Games.
too.
We've had Arnie and Danny, and now we've got Silly Stallone.
Silly Stallone. I love that. That's wonderful.
Well, I think Sid is probably like the
Well, they say Sly.
the nickname for...
No, they say Sly, don't they?
Yeah. Sly Stallone, but yeah, like most people called Sylvester, they would shorten it to Sid, right?
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think so, maybe.
I never heard that. I mean, I'm not one to know these things because...
How many people do you know called Sylvester?
Not a single fucking person.
Yeah, I'm just making this shit up anyway. It's fine. We're going to watch it anyway.
I'm so excited because I remember seeing this and I was going to watch it one time, but then I don't know why, I just didn't. But this is going to be so funny. It just looks so wacky and silly.
Exciting shit.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. It's a very long episode of YOMP.
It is. We just fucking yap. Classic women.
Classic women falling all over the place.
Leave the pregnancy and the yap into the men, I say.
Yeah, 100%. See you next week.
Good.
2 weeks. Next 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Well, hello, my little Christmas crackers. We've got the next episode, right, is the Christmas one. So, don't watch Stop or My Mom Will Shoot just yet, because we're going to pull a Christmas cracker to figure out what our Christmas movie is that you can watch for the next episode. Are we understanding one another?
Yes, I think so. I think we're on the same page.
So I've got here a beautiful Christmas cracker, and I'm going to describe it to you.
Oh.
It's brown.
Off to a good start.
It's brown. It's got little brown, but I don't actually have a Christmas... Oh, no, I do. I totally have a Christmas cracker.
I actually have some downstairs. Well, Joe's had them for like over a year, so they've just been in a cupboard just waiting.
Are they posh ones?
They maybe I'll have to check, but they seem kind of nice from what I remember.
I have some Transformers ones from 1985. I pulled some last year. They are the worst fucking crackers.
They kind of scare me, but I've got like a popping phobia. Like I don't like popping balloons and things that just go bang, and you don't know when they're gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just I don't know when it's gonna happen, so you're just like, oh god.
It's too scary. So I have those ones, and I also have some Brian Butterfield Christmas crackers.
I recognize that name for some. I feel like you and Simon have mentioned that name before.
Brian Butterfield, the best businessman, has put together some Christmas crackers, and I bought some. So basically, he's just cobbled together some shit that you get in them. But you know what's in our Christmas crackers?
Ooh.
Okay. On either end, there is one of our movies, and whoever wins the pull gets to watch the movie. We get to watch the movie.
Hell yeah!
So, on my end of this beautiful, big, shiny Christmas cracker...
This is news to me, so I don't know what this is going to be.
...is Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh.
It's a horror movie that is also a Christmas movie.
Oh, God. Okay, I mean, the reviews aren't, like... that bad on IMDb and stuff. So, okay.
I fucking love this film. All right, what's on your end of the cracker, G?
So, on my end of the cracker is Jingle All the Way.
Oh my God. There are two polar opposites of Christmas movies.
Yep.
So, I'm gonna get this cracker pulled by going like it's nothing. Okay. And it's Tails. I mean, I won the cracker. Pulling the cracker. Bang. I didn't scare you too much, did I, G?
Yeah, no, peed my pants a little.
Oh no, it's Tail. I mean, I won the pull. That means we're watching Jingle All the Way for our Christmas.
Wait, you won the pull, but we're watching Jingle All the Way.
I mean, no, the other one. The opposite one. Silent Night, Deadly Night. I literally forgot instantly. This is how scatterbrained I am about Christmas. But I am wearing I've put on my paper hat. And I'm reading you the joke.
Oh, please do. That's the best part.
Right. Okay. Here's the joke. What do you call an old snowman? Water.
Oh,
that's awful.
That's sad.
I liked so when at my family Christmases, we used to find the jokes so bad that we would cross them out and change them. And the one that I remember was, what do you get a man who has everything? And my mom changed it to alcohol.
Oh my God.
I don't remember even what the actual joke was.
What? Okay, well, let me see if I can find it. What do you get a man who has everything? Antibiotics?
That's even better.
I don't get it.
Because he has everything, as in, like, has every illness.
That's actually really good.
This really is really good. What did the wise men say after they offered up their gifts of gold and frankincense?
I don't know.
Wait, there's more!
Oh, fuck's sake. Pizza Hut, I get it.
Hey!
Oh, God. Oh, those were good. I like the antibiotics one.
I do too. I'll have to find the other ones so that I can read you some for when we are enjoying a lovely Christmas dinners.
Yes,
and talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yes. Great idea. Well, there's that to look forward to, guys. So
see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.